some, get some, bad enough, take some.
Hello, welcome to episode 46 of Fangin and Bangin with Gangrel. That'd be me, Gangrel, and here solo today. Somewhere I've lost ABD Ana Blanca Diaz along the way. I don't know if she's fallen victim to life, sleep, illness, wellness, or what, but she's not here today, and so I'm gonna send her out some positive vibes and tell her to keep pushing. So here I am, all by my lonesome and all by myself. And what am I going to talk about today? I have no idea. I would like to say I didn't have a busy weekend. It was Passover and Easter, so I celebrated Easter with my grandkids. Went to the Sarasota area, made some Easter baskets, some whatever. I suggest next Easter, if anybody's going to make a basket, it might be cheaper just to go buy one of them $17 Marvel comic baskets or something like that. Because I go in there to make a last minute Easter basket, and baskets cost about $150 when I get done making them. I don't know, so I'm not a very frugal Easter guy, but I'm going to, next time I see that rabbit, I'm going to knock him out. Donnie Darko there, rabbit. This Easter stuff, but I think everybody gets away from the whole Easter, what it actually is and everything else. And then you got Passover. And, well, whatever. Enough of all that because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I'm going to move on to what's going on, what's current, and what's in my life. Raymond, how are you?
Doing fine.
Oh, you do? Oh, you got a microphone today?
Yeah, jump in if necessary.
If necessary. I wish they could see your clothing. I really wish they could. He has a shirt on, if I could describe it to you. It's like, well, I'd say it's a hoodie. The hoodie looks like a cloudy, rainy day itself, but then it looks like somebody puked sunflowers and like spring flowers all over it, and it says Cash Money. He's probably gonna tell me it's dope or something.
Nah, it's swag.
Swag.
Yeah, swag.
Swag. Well, I always called swag like crap I get for free, like shirts and shoes. Am I on the right guidelines there, or am I not understanding swag?
No, swag is something
That's your swag. That's your swag. That's your style, your taste.
I mean, if anybody's seen it, they
You do agree that it looks like a cloudy shirt with sunflowers and like spring flowers thrown up all over it, right?
Yeah, but if you see the world, he has grills.
The world has a grill, and it says Cash Money. All right. Well, we'll leave Raymond alone because I'm not even going to get into what pants he's wearing because I don't think I've seen these pants before either. All right, enough of Raymond. But you're doing good, Raymond. Everything's good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
All right. So, man, a lot of cool things are going on. I came in. I got some kinetic like tape on my knee. You won't be able to see that, but I went to another doctor's coming to my life, and Dr. Silva over in Deerfield Beach in the Ultra Wellness Center there. Ultra Wellness, Dr. Silva. It's 1100 Deerfield, right over there next to the Target, across from Buffalo Wild Wings. And that wellness center there, they are doing miracles on my. I didn't think you can do anything with this knee of mine. It's just bone. It's bone on bone. There's no PCL, no ACL in it. And they got a dude in there, I believe his name was Randy. And Randy spent 5 minutes on my knee, and I walked out of there like I was 6'2" again. And this is the knee that they say you can't do anything but surgery with. And my gosh, I've walked fine on this knee for 2 days now. Or not a day and a half, or a day. I guess I was in there yesterday afternoon, so this morning. But I ran a class and everything on it, like miracle workers over there. And so I'm getting ready to go on a journey with them, and I'll keep you updated throughout that journey. What's going on, some PRP and stuff like that. So some really cool things, very exciting things coming up from Dr. Silva over there in the Ultra Wellness. So I'll keep you updated on that. But I'm really looking forward to that because I'm beat up, Raymond. They're claiming they're going to get me down to a lean, mean, 228 fighting machine, get me healthy. They said they can't fix me, but they'll get me running, right? So
the ultimate comeback story. Couple months ago.
No, I don't know about ultimate comeback stories.
I mean, come on, bro.
I still got to get through this weekend, and I don't know. Maybe I'll try to. I don't want to swear anything, but I don't know if flight's gonna get in time. But I got a busy weekend coming up here in South Florida. So if you're in the South Florida area, I'm assuming this podcast will drop before then. So or on Spotify or something. But we got a lot of action coming up. We got CCW and Port St. Lucie, PSL, I'll abbreviate that to sound cool. Port St. Lucie, I got a return grudge, not a grudge match, it's not a grudge. A no DQ match with Jacob Fatu of MLW, and the Samoan Dynasty fame, and one of my former students that I helped train. And so it's going to be gnarly. gonna be a lot of violence there, a lot of ultra violence, ultra wellness. We're gonna have ultra violence over there. So that's Port St. Lucie this Friday night. If you're in the area, that's Port St. Lucie. Go check out Coastal Championship Wrestling. And then Saturday, I'm gonna be here local, Raymond, right here in Pompano. CCW again. It's usually a student show, but when I'm in town, I just happen to be in town because I'm doing the Port St. Lucie one, and then I'm doing Daytona on Sunday. So I didn't want to fly out Saturday across the country and try to fly back in, flights and planes, and try to make things, because I got an early call time on Sunday, 12 o'clock in Daytona Beach for, don't ask me the name of the company, but if you're in the Daytona area, there's a show going on. There's a signing or something at 2 and a wrestling show at 4 o'clock in Daytona. But Saturday, CCW right here in Pompano, breaking, I think it's called Breakout. I think they call their shows Breakouts. I'll be there, and I'll be in 6-man tag team action in that. A 6-man tag team action. I think they're calling it the South American Alliance Brood. South American Alliance Brews, SAA Brood. Yeah, so it's Venetius, Ariel, Levy, and myself taking on somebody. I don't know, taking on 3 guys.
I actually got a question. I've never been in one.
Buy a ticket, Raymond.
What?
Oh, well, go on.
No. Look, the 6-man tag. Is it easier on you, or is it more difficult because you're working with more people in the match, or is it easier because you're in the ring less?
No, well, it really depends upon who your tag team partners are and who you're working. But no, I find it to be more difficult. I prefer a singles match where it's me, my opponent, and the referee. When in a 6-man, there's like 6 of you and a referee, so that's 7 total. So 3 to 7. 3 is a lot easier to manage than 7 people in there. And in a sense, in that, it's harder to me. And in another sense that it's harder is if I'm standing on the outside. In my older age and with my body and the shape it's in from the injuries and whatnot, I cool off. So it's hard to stay warm. You do work the apron, you're running up down. I hate cheerleading, but I don't want to use the word hate, but like it's a strong word. I dislike cheerleading. So basically, if you're doing the 6-man's going the right way, you're doing a lot of like trying to tell the story for the people to see all the way in the cheap seats going on there when you're standing on the apron, but you're really cooling off is the problem for me. So when you cool off and then you got to get in there and move, so you heat up, cool off, heat up, cool off. It's just much easier for me to just hit wide open, run for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it may be, and then slowly turn the motor off backstage. But to stop, go. And in a traditional 6-man wears you out. But if it's one of those trios and this and that, where you roll in and out, and it's just constant nonstop action, it's not that bad. But then again, that's where the other factor comes in, where it's 7 people in there trying to control instead of 3 counting yourselves, So it's more difficult. Did that answer your question, Raymond?
Yeah, it did.
yeah, it did. But so Friday night, Port St. Lucie with Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf versus I don't even have fangs in, versus myself, Gangrel, the Vampire Warrior. So you got a vampire versus a werewolf and a no DQ. So that should be interesting. That should be fun. Port St. Lucie, looking to getting up in ya and doing a little battle in there. Port St. Lucie, get up in some Port St. Lucie right there. And Pompano, always good to be in Pompano, hometown, home team. So that's always good. And then Daytona Beach on Sunday. So yeah, so 3 shots this weekend. Busy weekend, but they're all driving and all local, so I consider them local. Anything within 4 hours, I consider local. And then next weekend, I'm off to, I think I have an Orlando shot. I do. Orlando, north of Orlando. I think it's about 4.5 hour drive. I got 4.5 hour drive. I'll do a show there on Friday night, and then I got to hightail it back that night and get on the early morning flight out to Boston on Saturday. So busy couple weeks coming up. So you fill that in with Monday through Thursday in the school, and it's just. And then now I might be doing some morning classes. Like I don't know, busy vampire man. Blast podcast here, and then I got to make a lot of time to. If I'm going to follow this program right with the ultra wellness, get over there, see if I can make a comeback of a lifetime, as Raymond puts it, or a century, or how many centuries I've been wrestling. I don't know.
The world's
how many? What's a century? 12 years, 20?
It's 100.
It's 100.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm a vampire, I'll be going to my second century.
On 224, no, 245 last week.
So
right?
decades. What am I? Decades now? Go on, let's show you. What's a decade? 10 or 12?
10.
10. There you go. See?
You trying to what?
Wow. Well, I'm just trying to test you, man.
It's cool, man. I'm always being tested.
Really, I didn't know. I was just asking for myself, but.
Hey, but I mean, we were talking about it earlier, but from my perspective, and I know a lot of people would probably watch both podcasts. You remind me of Mike Tyson.
The tattoos on my face.
No, just the mentality from like
Gonna knock you out.
you probably did.
I don't know what Mike Tyson. I don't see it, but you say it. But you were explaining that Mike Tyson had a beef with who? Whack-a-mole.
Whack 100.
Whack 100. I'm sorry, Whack 100.
Some street stuff. You probably wouldn't. Well, I mean, some current street stuff.
Current street stuff. This comes from a guy that listens to Tom Jones. Tracy Chapman. Got a fast car.
Oh wow, exposing me. Wow. but no, like if you listen to the stories that you tell from in your past, and then if you listen to him, and then if you see where both of you are right now in your life, it is parallel, extremely parallel.
Yeah, I think he made a little bit more money, Mike Tyson. No, I get what you're saying. Like he came apart and he was sent up to the Catskills where he trained, box. You know, yeah. I mean, I guess. You grow up somewhere, it's in you, you can't get rid of it, you hide it, you suppress it, try to keep a lid on it, like what was that was the Rambo movie when the girl you didn't watch Rambo.
Nope.
It's not trying to keep a lid on it, he says. You know, you try to keep a lid on stuff, but it comes out. Like it's really hard. Like if I get really upset, you'll hear when I get mad, you'll hear how I pronounce things, how I speak and everything. It gets very for lack of better term, street. You know, it'll get very rough and street like when I'm upset. And you'll see the real me where I grew up, and it comes out all the time. You know, I'm sitting here struggling with words that like try to sound like educated and stuff like that. But you know, it is what it is. I am who I am, and I'm good with it. So if you want to compare me to Mike Tyson, I'll take it because he's a bad mofo, man. And I loved him in The Hangovers. The Hangover. You're like, oh, he's got all this boxing career, but you want to talk about him in The Hangover. Man, he sang One Night in Bangkok. Night in Bangkok.
He was himself in that movie, so I don't really.
He's good. I like the movie. They're all good. So what was I going to talk about, Raymond? So the school. So, yeah, busy with the schools. And it doing a lot of thinking. And think is not good when I think. Because when I think, I don't sleep a lot. So I'm training. So I have two girls training in the school. One's Paige VanZant, and another one is a name to be named later. But Paige is obviously signed with AEW, and she's fantastic talent. Like she's very talented. The other girl's talented too, and I believe is signing with WWE. But I noticed like neither one of these girls have wrestled prior, right? They have no prior wrestling history or training or probably never even taken a bump until they came to the school. And Paige might have, because she was dabbling, like doing AEW run-ins and stuff, but nothing training-wise or anything. And in this generation, it confuses me, but it doesn't. I get it. I get how things kind of work, where like Paige VanZant will have like 3.1 million followers on her page, right? That's a lot of followers, right? On Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And the other one has 900,000, which is a lot of followers, right? It's a lot of followers. But then you get other students that are actually training to wrestle that have 1,000 or 5,000 on a good day. Like, you know, maybe some 10 if they're showing a little flesh or something. I don't know. But they're not. They're talented. They've put 5 years in, 10 years in, whatever, training to be professional wrestlers, and then you have the girls or whoever with the 3 million followers and then 100 or whatever, 1 million followers. Let's say 1 million, round it up. They get jobs. So I see such frustration and I see people getting so discouraged because they go like, how are they getting a job? But then you sit back and go like, well, they got 3 million followers. It's everything's changed so much that it's a business. So I sit there at night trying to figure out how to explain this to this new generation, but I think that they would understand it because it's their generation. Like they understand all this crap like you do, like this YouTubing, these podcasts, self-marketing, self-promotion, branding of yourself, branding awareness. And then, but I just wonder, is it really fair, do you think, Raymond? This would have been a question I'd ask Anna, but I think I already know what her answer would have been, but she's not here today. So
I think it is an unpopular opinion, but I mean, we're all born underneath the sun. So instead of
why not the moon? I might have been born at night under the moon. The sun might have been on the other side of the earth that day.
Vampire.
Or the earth was on the other side of the sun.
Vampire. But don't look at what she did at the moment where she gets signed with AEW, WWE. But what about all the hard work she put in to get those 3 million followers? Mm-hmm. The work she put in to get to where she got before she got that deal. So I think it is fair because they put in work to get the status, to be noticed.
And I want to be clear that I'm not knocking, I'm not even going to say names anymore, but I'm not knocking anybody here. But what 3 million? Yeah, that she's Paige. She's done Dancing with the Stars and all that.
A lot of hard work.
And then there's a lot of risque photos and stuff like that too. A lot of what do you call it, OnlyFans and stuff?
Yeah,
is that what it's called, or is it?
I don't think she has one.
What's that?
I don't think she has one.
Who?
Paige.
You better go check, dog. And all these girls do, man. No, but she's put it in through fighting, MMA, bare knuckle fighting. She was in Dancing with the Stars, yeah. So and she's really, really talented, really, really good. And I'm not arguing that. I'm just trying to understand how this generation doesn't understand that, like branding and stuff. Like, and as a trainer or coach, how do I look at this and approach this? Because it's very confusing to me. But to say, for example, like I put in 10 years to say before I ever got actually hired at WWE, 10 years. But now they're not really, at 10 years, I was almost 29, right? Mm-hmm. So I started when I was 17. So I don't know how many years I put in up to then. Maybe it was more. I can't add right now. So you give it to me. So 17 to like 28. What is that?
Yeah, that's 9 years, right?
9 years. 10 years. 10 years. Okay, 10 years. 20. All right, so I'm on point in my right. I don't. Sorry, I have to check because I don't do dates and numbers well in my head. So where I just at a drop, I've cost myself families, like kids. I just would go at a drop of a hat. I'd go to Puerto Rico for a day and spend a year, not come home. Go to Memphis, sleep in my car, took off to Calgary, sold the car to get to Calgary, went there, spent every dime, came home, bro. I did all these things, plus I continued training at all the schools. I trained in Calgary in the dungeon. I started training with Boris Malenko and Rusty Brooks. Then I retrained in the dungeon in Stampede in Calgary. Then I went to go even at one point retrain with Alpha and ended up being the first school I ran was Alpha School, help run under Alpha. But I learned business and how to run stuff. So when I'm putting all this time in, I'm crisscrossing. I've done I don't know how many Japan tours by this time. And the rest of all that, and I still hadn't reached that pinnacle, that WWE, that WWF at the time. I haven't reached it, but now, all these guys have a lot of these people put this time in. These indies, they money and gear, the ones that have sacrificed, and they did all this time, and then they go, "No, you're too old. we're gonna go hire somebody out of college." Just that was a track star, or nothing against Bianca, but or that was I don't know, like a player that didn't go to the NFL, or ex-basketball player. We're just gonna go hire athletes that are. So we don't really want guys that put that 10 years in and sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears, or girls, ladies, young women that sacrifice all that. Now you go here, but being that you're 28 and you put your body through hell and you did everything that you thought you're supposed to do. Here's how it is now. We're gonna go and we're gonna just hire this person because they got 3 million Instagram followers because they got a following. But Paige is very, very talented. She's gonna be a star. Don't get me wrong. Or because somebody else at 23, because they're younger and we'll just train them the way we want to train them. We don't want you to have an opinion. We don't want you to have this. I mean that's just where I struggle with. I get it. I get the business end. Yeah, sure. I'd want somebody working for me that has 3 million followers. I damn sure would want them because that's 3 million more watching my brand or my product, right? So and eyes on my 3 million more eyes on my adventures. And it works for me as a trainer to have them there too. It's a plus for me. It's a plus for me with the one with the 1 million followers. Even if I can't say her name, it's still going to come out in the end. It's a plus for me. It works for me. But at the same time, I'm a trainer. I'm passionate, and I've done these roads and been in these ditches. Is where these other young talent are there now and beating themselves apart. And like, sure, maybe they're getting tossed the NWA shot here or MLW, which is a great company there. You can check me out on MLW. I'm, Strange Sangre, Gangrel. But no, you can check out MLW. Yeah, but they're doing that and that. But everybody's dream, and they're not going to kid themselves when they're a kid. They're going to go, what do you want to be? I want to go to WWE or I want to be in New Japan. It was WCW when I was a kid. It wasn't even WCW. It was NWA when I was a kid, and there was WWF. They want to go there. So you put all this, you've climbed and clawed and did everything, and maybe it cost yourself relationships, maybe even cost yourself the love of your life, because wrestling's your mistress, and you just couldn't put your mistress away for your family, so you kept cheating with wrestling, and here you are, battered, bruised, teared. You did your time. You are worthy. You've done it. You've done everything you thought you were supposed to do. The path you take it, and they go, stop right there before we go any further. We're gonna book them, not you. We're gonna hire them, not you. I don't know. It's conflicting to me. It's conflicting because I understand things change, things evolve. Business is business, but I also understand passion, pain, and heartbreak.
This may sound selfish coming from my end, but I feel like everyone is a tool, and you probably see it or you may not see it. But all the sacrifices that you've made it easier for 100 or up to maybe 1,000 other people that you've passed your lessons and teachings on down to, because you went through it. All the students, even me personally. So it's like,
did I make it easier or did I make it harder? Because now I've given them false hope. I've given them talent. I've given them not talent. They had talent. I've given them the tools, you say, the skills, and the dictionary, the vocabulary, everything, the knowledge they need to succeed. And I've given them that, and they understand that. And then they can't use it. It's taken away, and somebody else is there.
Me personally, from my own experience, I feel like that's incorrect. Because with the things you've taught me, I take that into like my real life. That's my phone.
I was throwing stuff at me.
No, my phone. But outside of wrestling, it's like a lot of the stuff, like the all in or all out. I will not approach something if I know I can't give 100% of my time to it. Like with everything I'm doing now, that's why I kind of took time from wrestling. So it's a lot of stuff that you teach that goes outside of wrestling.
So with all this being said, and thank you for that compliment. And I do a lot of lessons. I do believe are just from lessons in my life, not even wrestling, but just my life. But with all that being said, as I stand here torn, business with this, passion, everything here, the ones I got to say to the ones that have put the time in and they're climbing the ditches and all that, what I got to say to you, and this may sound harsh, is want some, get some, bad enough, take some. Don't quit. Don't stop believing. Keep pushing. Brand yourself. Watch what they've done. Take a little bit of their game. Apply it to your game. Polish it up. Dust it off. Get up. Stand up. And charge. Because it is possible. And it's still not too late to make and do this thing. So you've not wasted your time if you've done something you love. As Boris Malenko told me many a times, the journey is the jewel. There's no jewel at the end of this rainbow. It's busted bones and broken homes, man. But if you have a passion and you truly love it, I get in there. It doesn't matter if it's 200 people at the breakout at the school show or 700 at the Port St. Lucie show sold out or 5,000 in a different arena or 30,000. It's all the same to me because it's what I love. Every time I get to put my boots on and get in a wrestling ring, that's my passion. That's what I love. So don't let it get you down. Don't let it keep you down. Keep pushing. And definitely turn those frowns upside down. Turn them to smiles or grills. Growl it. Kick it out. Come on. So, yeah. But I am torn. But at the same time, I say fight. I don't want to quote Kevin Owens. But, keep coming. Keep going, guys. So, yeah, that's the thing. I just sit there and, it just drives me nuts. Like, because I'm torn because I get everything. And I get what you're saying. I get everything. But I think they just got to dust it off and keep pushing, man. They got to stay in their lane. And and just figure out how to draft a little better and then get a better angle on it, or pick a I don't know. They just got to keep pushing. They can't give up. You can't worry about, hey, this person got signed or this or that. You gotta get in there and fight. You gotta know your self-value, your self-worth, and also what limits you're willing to go and how long you want to do it. Some people put a cap on things. Some people never do. But if some people ride BMX bikes the rest of their life, it's their passion, or they race dirt bikes the rest of their life. They may not race professionally in AM, whatever, but they're doing what they love, and just keep pushing, keep doing what you love. That's what you do. If you truly love it, you're gonna figure a way. Yeah. All right, so I rambled on in there and all that.
No, I think a lot of people are gonna take a lot from this.
Well, it's frustrating. I get it, but
A lot in a good way from this.
I've been there so many times where people don't realize this, and when I was in Puerto Rico. I put a highlight tape together. You kids don't. You guys just got links and stuff now, but back then you had to make your own
highlight reel,
VHS, beta, whatever it was, highlight tape, big old tape you put in a VCR, right? So you made your own thing. You sent it in. Well, I sent one into WWF at the time. And I didn't get hired from. They hired Luna. She was in the background managing, and they sent somebody around. They hunted her down waitressing in the Shoney's and hired her. So. Shit happens, man. You know how hurt I was. It's a different level, but it's the same. It was the same pain. I felt that same hurt, that same frustration. But I loved her and cared. I was happy for her. I really was. I was like, yeah, fuck you. But yeah, that's awesome for you. You suck. But yeah, I felt that way. I didn't feel that way. I just felt like, about me. But at the same time, I said, what about me? Why didn't I get hired? Why wasn't I? Why didn't they see something in me there? Did I just look average? Did I have an average body? I mean, I was doing a vampire thing. I had fangs. Was that too much? And, I had to sit back and evaluate. And then I'd look and go, well, these guys are all body Adonises. I don't have that body. So what I do, I invested in, dieting. I figured out a way. And I went from 265 I'll big to 228, and when I was 228 pounds, everybody thought I was 278. So, the leaner, the better sometimes. And I just figured out what was lacking and just kept working on that. And I didn't give up. I didn't get mad at her. I mean, I was hurt. I was hurt a little bit inside. Sure, I sent the tape in. I wanted the job, but they hired somebody they saw just in the background on my thing. But hell, she was second generation. Her family, she was great. She was amazing. I learned so much from her. So how could I ever be upset or worried? I learned so much about wrestling from her. It'd be ridiculous to legitimately be upset. My feelings were just stung a little bit because I wanted a job, But you have to keep pushing. You have to keep believing in yourself, and you got to keep fighting. You just got to keep pushing forward. It's never too late. As long as you love it, you're not losing anything. What are you losing? The journey is the jewel. What are you losing if you love it? If you're doing something you love every weekend, and you're trying to get better at it, and you're pushing and pushing and pushing, the hell are you losing? What time? What are you gonna do? Go play paintball on the weekends? I mean, you're wrestling. You're a professional wrestler. So make the best of it, because a lot of it is right time, right place. A lot of it's just timing, It really is, unfortunately. And sometimes that has nothing to do with your talent or how hard you work. Sometimes it's right place, right time. Instead of right place, right time, it's right numbers now, like 3 million or 100. But and again, I'm not knocking these people, because the two I'm talking about, like my personal experiences, are tremendous talents. And Paige VanZant is super gifted. I don't know where she stands passion-wise. She loves wrestling. She's eager. She tells me this and this and that, but I don't truly know what goes on in anybody's mind. But I can tell you, she's talented, super talented, and she's going to be a star if she stays with it. So it's not a bad investment on AEW's part at all. I don't believe they invested the wrong way at all.
Investment.
Yeah. So, but to you, everybody else, and the unknown warriors, just keep pushing, man. And I'm going to keep pushing. I'm pushing every day. I don't want to do podcasts. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know if anybody's listening to it. I don't know if anybody's out there. I feel like sometimes that pink floor. Hello. Is anybody in there? Tell me you can hear me. But anybody home? I can't sing. I miss Kid Cadet singing. But because she would finish that stuff. I'd just bury myself in the sand. But you can't quit fighting. I pushed forward. I get up in here. I came in here Tuesday morning. Go, why am I going to come in here? But I felt like this was something I wanted to talk about today. So, and I wasn't going to be here. Usually I'd be like, oh, I really need somebody here. But today I was like, all right, like, this is something I need to talk about. It would have been a question I asked her because I think maybe she might be one of those ones dealing with those same emotions. But she's like, I'm gonna speak of her. She's got so much. I come in today to the studio. Raymond is looking for it, and he has this tremendous video set up from one of the epilepsy walks in Miami, like a 10-minute documentary type of thing, documenting the event. And I think, wow, she's got so much wonderful things going on there. It's such a sad thing and tragic, but she's doing such positive things for it and in that community that I think, wow, that's just an amazing thing alone. And she's building a brand there, and it's a brand of love, help, and understanding for other people. So I think it's an amazing thing, and like she just stays focused on that. I mean, because I think she might be one of the ones struggling with these. Well, is this really fair? Life isn't fair in any kind of mean, you know. I can show you one guy on the side of the street singing in the rain and the other guy crying in the sunshine. And like, you know, why is he singing in the rain? Why is he crying in the sunshine? Because life isn't fair, you know. But what's that?
But that's what makes it fair.
Yeah, well,
because life isn't fair. So it's like,
yeah, I'd rather it be like that than to be all one monotone feeling, man. I like my highs and lows and ups and downs. Pain lets you know you're alive. I know that's a cheesy, overused quote, but man, they say, "Oh, well, I feel bad you're hurt," and I go, "It lets me know I'm alive, man. Lets me know I'm still feeling. Whether it's pain in my heart, pain in my knees, pain in my soul, whatever it is, pain means you still feel."
Has someone ever told you they didn't feel anything?
Yeah, I'm scared of those people. Yeah. I don't feel bad for them. I feel really scared. Like they make me like super nervous because I don't know what's coming next.
Yeah,
they don't feel any pain, and they got dark, something really dark on them. They need a lot of help, or I need to run. But I joke lightly, but there's also mental illness and things that some people don't feel. Some people can't. I can't tell up from down and which way to turn right or left or what river, what road to get. It's mental illness is a serious thing too. That's needs to be touched on, along with epilepsy and mental illness. But those are all serious things. But today, just focusing on just working on yourselves, guys. All you guys, just in case there's anybody listening to this that was just feeling that way, maybe that'll help you. Because every day I struggle with it, because I get both worlds, and I've evolved through. When I started in professional wrestling, they kind of just kept beating you up, and if you kept coming, it was just like a hard way to get in. And then it changed again, and then Lord knows it changed when you started having vampires and Val Venuses and the Godfather smoking weed, saying "light it up" for the pimp daddy, 420. That would have never happened 10, 20 years prior to that, and then you're at where you are today with wrestling. But also, you guys, I'm gonna tell you this. AEW is still looking at the young bloods and stuff like that. They're not overlooking some people that put in hard work, and they got the Ring of Honor brand and stuff like that. There's MLW doing great things, and then there's MLW is always looking for new talents, and it's such a hybrid of mixtures of. They got a little bit of everything. They got the old school brawlers, and they got the young luchas, the old luchas, and then I got a great mixture of everything. So there's so many other opportunities to do what you love. But I know everybody has their. And that brass ring, or whatever you want to call it, the coup de grace, the Mac Daddy of them all. But I can tell you this: I was there, and I know it sounds cliche, but I wasn't happy. It wasn't because of them. I wasn't in a good spot in my life. But even if I was in a good spot in my life, the stress and everything, it probably wasn't what I dreamed it to be, anyways. But do I miss? Sure, I would love the rest of there, but there's so much more. As long as you love what you're doing, if you're still getting butterflies, it doesn't matter if there's 5 people there, or 25,000 people, or 77,000. If you're still getting those butterflies before you go out that curtain, if you're still peeing and feeling like you got to poop on the way to that ring, man, that's a beautiful thing. It means you love what you're doing. So don't stop. Don't give up something you love because it's something you don't understand, right? Don't fear the unknown and not understanding things. Just embrace what you do know, move forward, and do what you love. That's all I got to say about that. So, all right, Raymond.
That was really good.
Yeah.
No, it was good. Just probably had another.
Are you
question.
crying over there?
A little.
No.
I did have another question for you. Like, just speaking.
Is this technically Pandora's box we're doing now?
No, it's
because like moving on. Oh well, still early.
Probably, but dealing with people with mental health. Let's say you have a friend and you see them going through something. What's the best way to approach it? Like, how do you approach that? Like, is there a way to make them feel better? Like, because sometimes that backfires. Like,
I don't know if there's a way to make somebody feel better. There's a way to let them know they're not alone. Okay. I mean, I don't know if you can make somebody feel better that's going through, depending upon what type of mental health. I mean, there's all kinds. There's bipolar, there's schizophrenia, there's
depression.
There's some stuff caused, some people are doing it themselves with drug use and stuff, and then there's that. Depression, I don't know. I've tried to make people feel better, but I found what works best for me is to let them know that they're not alone, and that I'm there for them, and if they are talkable about things, we talk to them about getting help or counseling, and there's different things, but definitely would always let them know, man, you're not alone, and if you're feeling dark and suicidal or have any of those thoughts, don't hesitate anytime to call, because I've been there, and then I'll explain some of my stories and where I've been with the gun in my mouth and stuff to let them know that I might be somewhere where you feel, but I could never truly say I understand how they feel because I don't know what's going on in their mind. Some people's hurts so hard and they're not rationalizing. I know that when I was down and out, people could tell me, oh, hey man, you got all this good stuff going on in your life. And I'd be like, bro, you don't know shit. You don't know what's going on in my life. But I wouldn't say that to him. I just smile because I wasn't capable of even getting words out because I didn't even have the energy to try to even say that. I was just like, God, I just want to die. And I don't know what everybody's feeling out there. I do know that it's pretty hard to make them feel happy when they're like that. But the best you can do, for me, from my opinion, is to let them know that they're not alone, that you're there if they need you, and to be willing and quick with maybe some possible counseling solutions or something like that, or somewhere things, because and try to smile more. I mean, just try to be kind. Like, I used to be short with people sometimes, and then I'd go, man, I don't know what what that person's going through that day. I don't want to be that last thing that just sends them over the edge. So I try to smile at everybody. Somebody's like, there's a security guard where I live, and he won't say a word, he won't be nice. And man, I want to tell him off, say, what's up with you, fool, man? I'd bust your ass, dog. Cause you're like, man, you don't even say nothing. Gates locked. That shit should have been open at 6 a.m. You coming around, I call you at 9, and you coming out here throwing attitude. I want then I caught myself. I said, no, man, this dude must be having a bad day. If he got to walk around with a face like that, and he didn't get over here, till 9 o'clock, and had to be called to come open this thing. He must be he's going through something, man, whether it's just a bad day period or it's depression. So I try to take into account what am I getting upset or coming at somebody like that? Is that really going to help anything? I don't know what they're really going through. So I try to say, damn, they must just be having a bad day. So I'll be like, well, thank you, man. And dude, I said thank you to him. He didn't even say nothing back. Like, I said, man, he really must be having a bad day. I'm about to whoop his ass. But I ain't going to, man, because I don't know what he's going through. So I let it go. And then, and then I seen him and he's like that all the time. And then so I actually a lot of people might not be religious or anything, but then I said, I pray for this dude, whatever he's got going on, he finds some happiness, because I think when I went through life, when I'm walking and being angry or hurt about everything, man, it didn't fix anything. It just made things worse, but it was uncontrollable at that time. But then I don't think that I battled with a mental illness or depression like other people. I think it just had bad weeks, like bad months here and there. Because I didn't understand situations, and I worried more about other people's situations than my situation. Like, well, why they have this, or why is this, or why can't I do this, or why can't I get shit straight? But then when I just worked on myself, and I say it all the time, step by step, breath by breath, minute by minute, when I started taking in that approach, just every minute started turning into positive minutes, and things just kind of turned around, and I just try to live life like that. But when they're so far in a hole, and they're, you just got to let them know that you're there, and you just got to share a smile, man. Don't come at them like, you need to do this, or you need to do that, you need to get your ass together. You don't know what's going on in their head, man. You just got to let them know, hey, man, I'm here for you. You need anything, reach out to me. Don't hesitate, And if they do want to talk, then be prepared to, like, say, hey, be prepared to listen first, because they don't want to try to tell them what to do. You should just listen and hear it out, and then you wait out where they are, where they feel, and it feels safe. You might offer them, hey, I know about this place, this phone number, you can reach out. There's all kinds of counseling and suicide hotlines and stuff like that. So it is a slippery slope, but I just approach it with a smile and just show kindness. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why, are you feeling depressed?
No.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
I see you every Tuesday. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's enough to depress anybody or anger them every Tuesday. But every Tuesday, man. Maybe we can just do all these in a month. All right. All right. So you got some questions or anything you want to go into? You got the box. Where's the box?
You do have the box, but
what?
Another one of your predictions.
Another one of my predictions.
Well, we can still talk about it. Rhea Ripley turns heel.
Yeah, but that was coming. They've been teasing that for a while. And but like
is it too predictable? Do you like it when it's this easy for you, or is it always this easy for you?
Well, no, I don't know. It would be really easy if they put her in with Edge, and that'd be like really predictable, super predictable. I mean, that's what everybody's been asking for, but maybe they won't go. Maybe they won't do that. I don't know. I like Rhea Ripley. I don't like all the comedy she's done, and the Liv Morgan and them as a tag team is cool, but I didn't like the comedy part of it because she's just like a badass. She's just I think she needs to like talk less and be more menacing and make statements with her working ability and big power moves and stuff like that. So turning heels, that's good though. I mean, that's good for her. I mean,
but what I kind of do see is I don't think we've had a intergender legitimate stable in a while. I don't consider, you probably don't even remember, Retribution came out during the COVID era. It lasted really short. But I can't think of a stable.
Who was Retribution at?
I can't even remember the names.
Oh,
it was a bunch of, I don't even want to be disrespectful, but I just don't recall the names.
Right.
But I don't recall a stable with male, female, big stars in a while. Exactly. That was so long ago. With a female in it. But I think if they build up Rhea Ripley, you think a powerful heel, she can go against probably setting it up for Bianca Belair at some point.
Well, I would hope so. That'd be a good match. Rhea gets more experience, Bianca gets more experience, so they get seasoned throughout the year. That'd be a great match. But where's Becky Lynch right now?
Movies.
She's doing movies. I don't know. I haven't watched. I gotta be honest. I haven't really watched wrestling in the last 2 weeks. I did. I watched some of Raw. Sheesh. Sheesh.
Okay.
I love that guy, man.
The Miz?
No. Sheesh.
What's that?
Gable. Chad.
Oh.
Me, man. He's funny, dude. He's on point with his tan. He doesn't have the orange tan. He's got like a real tan. He's short, but he's got the cauliflower ears, but when he comes out, like Kevin Owens, I like, what is this so stupid? Like Kevin Owens brings him out to do a lie detector test, but I find myself going, this is the stupidest segment in the world. Like trying to pass Ezekiel off, Elias as Ezekiel. Like
that's so dumb.
Right? It's funny because Jerry Lawler said, "What I sure know is he isn't portrait like." Jerry Lawler healing. Jerry Lawler always taking the stabs on people's looks, but it's the stupidest say. Like it's ridiculous. I don't know how Kevin Owens goes from battling Stone Cold at WrestleMania, the beefing with a dude that is clearly the dude. He's clearly Elias with his beard shaved, calling himself Ezekiel. Elias is, I'm super confused, but because it's so bad, I watch it. So no. I'm just saying, because you got to go. Where is this going, man? It's kind of like a car accident. You're like, oh shit, oh nobody died. Oh wow, look at that. It means a good thing, but it just means something you keep watching. So, and I don't know where it's going, but Chad, man, he brung him out to do the lie detectors. And I was thinking, I just like this guy. His work is on point. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but everything he does makes sense. His movements and then with like a leg lariat, not a leg lariat, but a leg drag, a corkscrew drag, and whatever y'all want to call it in this new world, but like a leg drag instead of an arm drag, a leg drag. And he just puts he's so good. He's so good. He's just littler. Not little, but I mean he's buff, but he's got that old school tan, that Hogan 85 tan going on, whatever. He's looking good. I prefer to see that over all the orange tans and orange hands I see on TV, especially AEW guys got a lot of, like, MJF always has orange hands. You ever notice saying show the ring off? When they're showing the ring off, you can see all the self-tanner on his hand. To me, that kind of ruins it. Like, I know that with the cancer and all the health risks in the world and stuff like that, but I still appreciate a good tan and I'm not trying to make it sound strange or anything, but I really like that. I like that, man. Even when he comes out with Otis, they're growing on me. But Chad, man, he's really good. I think he's good.
Austin Theory, the new United States champion.
So you ruined it for me. I didn't get that far in Raw, so he beat. Intercontinental or United States?
United States.
So he beat Finn.
Yeah.
All right.
My thing is, which probably share the same sentiment. The phone thing, like I feel like that just takes away from so much. This selfie thing.
It's showing. It's connecting with today's. It's heat because. It's heat. It's just today's society. So any grown ass folk like from my era will be like, "What is with this?" But then again, I take selfies all the time to let people know I'm still alive. So I'm wrestling. so I might be called the king of selfies myself, but I think it's generational thing, and it's just it draws heat with the older people, but at the same time, the younger people go, "Oh yeah, he's taking a selfie." Yeah. It's just like it's the same thing on Friday. Or when you get back in the streets when somebody knock you out and they pee on you, man. They say you got knocked out, and then they pee on you or something. Same crap, knocked you out. I'm taking a selfie with you. Same respect level. Same.
And your
non-respect, no respect actually. And I'm not saying go knock people out and pee on me. They're like that's old school. That don't work no more. That didn't work then either. That wasn't cool then. I never got peed on though, but I've seen it happen.
Never.
No.
I'm just
well. Not in a fight. Like, well, Raymond, what are you trying to take? Why are you even here? Like, let's just wrap this up. Let's go to Pandora's box.
You want to go to the box?
Are you trying to take things on a sexual level? Go some wrestling and all this seriousness and
P is natural, bro.
Yeah. Well, you got another question before we go there? You got?
I actually did.
All right, what's your other question? Before I look at these donuts over here, we'll start working against the whole wellness center over there, Ultra Wellness.
I think that kickstarts the thing process. But Vince McMahon, him actually on camera, on screen, co-signing an actual wrestler. What does that say? Like with your experience with him, is it just business?
Maybe it's just a way to be on TV still. Find a way to get back on TV and still keep your name out there, Vince McMahon, part of the show, and stay in it. Like as everything's evolving and moving forward. I don't know if he's actually co-signing on it. I think it's just a storyline. But Austin Theory's really good. I wrestled Austin Theory, or Theory. He's just Theory now.
Yeah, the name changes. It's been a lot.
Well, they just dropped the name. They just dropped one name, Theory, instead of Austin. Was it like? Because I think
his real name.
Yeah, Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Austin. I think somebody analogied it like that somewhere I read and said Vince McMahon didn't like it, but I don't know what the case was. But he does like one names like Gangrel, Godfather, like Undertaker. Think about like those Hercules. It used to be Hercules Hernandez.
Superheroes.
But I don't know. It's just cooler in a sense, I think. But it's probably because of Stone Cold Steve Austin and Austin Theory. It probably just something probably struck a bell in there or something. But Austin Theory, whatever you want to call him now. He's a credible talent. He is a guy that didn't put a lot of time in. He was trained by A.R. Fox out of Atlanta, I think, A.R. Fox. And I worked on my shows in old school championship wrestling a lot in the Carolinas and stuff. So he did like only a short 4 years maybe on indies or something. And then he got brung up. So he didn't have the following like, let's say, the 1 million or the 3 million, but he was virgin enough in a sense that he wasn't corrupted in his thinkings and that they can instill their data into him, upload them, the matrix into him, which I call WWE, the matrix there. They'll upload that matrix and and be a future star. You know, they caught him before he thinks. That's why I would wish that like Damian Finley or Will would get on their radar, because they could upload their matrix in him, because he's all over the place. But they can whatever they want if that's what he wants in his wrestling world and life. There's people that want Lakai that's haven't done a lot of independent matches out there. They work just a few companies. The WWE, it would be beneficial for them to grab them now if that's what they want to do, because they could upload them in their programs. They still got so much to learn, but then they start getting that 10 years under their belts, and then they start working all these other places. Then I think WWE looks at it as like tainted, because they really want you almost virgin like in your mind on how you think, so they can upload their matrix. And is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I again, much like seeing the people that put all the work in and see the people with all the followers and a brand already, I stand 50-50 on it, because I get both sides, you know. So it's a tough world, man. It's a tough sport. If it was a easy sport and everybody would be doing it. Everybody thinks they could do it, but they can't. I've seen football players, basketball, other people try to cross over. Olympians, doesn't always work out, because there's a lot more to professional wrestling entertainment, whatever you want to call it. I still call pro wrestling professional wrestling. Than you think. It's a lot harder. So, yeah. All right, Raymond. Can we go to Pandora's box now?
Yeah, you're gonna do the what's in. Am I special enough?
You want? And I'm special. You're way over there. What's in the box? I can't even see the box. Are you over in the dark?
It's imagination, man.
Imagination.
I'm in the
Raymond,
dark.
he's lifting the box up. He's gonna attempt to read his own handwriting, because he's the one that puts the questions in the box. So he could have did the box by memory, but he can't read his own handwriting.
No, I can.
All right.
All right. I think the ad is Lexi Red XO.
Sexy Lexi XO. What?
I guess we could change her name.
What'd you say?
No, Lexi Red XO.
Oh, Lexi Red XO. Okay.
Yeah,
So Lexi Red kisses and hugs. Okay.
Yeah, sure. It's all right. Boom. Can you recall a time you were almost arrested? Just recently watched the clip of you being arrested on the Indian reserves, and it was hilarious.
Almost being arrested. So
well, you were actually arrested.
I was arrested there. So
yes.
No, that was just. I think that was the whole Tyree screwdriver thing. I explained that all in, right?
Yeah.
So what is she asking? Like,
I guess more times. I guess she feels like
you feel like I've been arrested that many times.
Bad
Come
man.
on now, I'm not a bad man. Come on, Lexi Red RXO.
She said almost.
I've been almost arrested a lot for fighting at shows and stuff like that. But almost arrested. Gosh.
If you tell us, you might get it.
I can tell. There's been false identity. Of course, they accused me. Wrong white guy.
That happens to you guys?
Yes, it does. I'll tell you how it happens to us. So I'm coming on. I'm living in Tampa, and I'm coming here to Hollywood, back to Hollywood Beach for a vacation. Coming back home. I'm in WWE, WWF at the time, whatever you want to call it. This has nothing to do with wrestling, but I'll tell you the story. So, with Luna, and we're coming down 75, and we're getting on Alligator Alley. Now we're getting on, and funny enough, I noticed this big semi, like a lighting concert rig truck, like massive lighting truck semi, and I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm getting on behind that at the toll booth, getting on Alligator Alley to come over to the east side, to come over to Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, and half mile on Alligator Alley, mile maybe. The red and blue lights light up everywhere. I'm like, whoa! I mean, there was like I was like, man, like there must be a high speed chase the way these lights came on. But I go to merge over, and they pull over behind me. I'm like, whoa! And so I stop, and I'm a little freaked out, because there's not like one trooper. I'm trying to look. It's dark out, and I see sheriff's cars and trooper cars, and I'm like, Luna, what did you do? I didn't do anything, you mother. I didn't do anything either. I wasn't even speeding. And next thing you know, they come on there, and they're like, driver, throw your keys out the window. I'm like, throw my keys out the window. And they're like, in the middle, they had me throw them as far as I could in the middle of Alligator Alley. And I'm like, what the flip? And then they had me get out of the truck and walk backwards. Now, I was at WWE, so just on vacation or whatever for 3 or 4 days, whatever reason I was off. So I'm super lean, so I'm still training a lot and dieted down. and they had me walk backwards, and then they had me cross over in front of the passenger side, but at a distance in the back from the truck. So I'm back in between the police car and my truck, and they had me walk over. So I guess they had me get in front in case Luna or whoever the passenger gets out and decides to shoot at him. They're gonna shoot me in the middle. So they tell me to get down on my knees, and I go to get down on my knees, and I got a hamstring cramp. So I kind of twitched a little bit to the right, and man, next thing I know is I had asphalt in my face. They busted the back of my head open with a shotgun, and I was bleeding. Yeah, I was face down on the asphalt with a foot in my back and a shotgun in the back of my head. Like, get your hands. I can see the blood puddling up on the asphalt in the dark, and I'm giving them my hands. I'm like, what the hell? And I get up there, they drag me, and I hear them, Pasha, get out of the car. She jumped out actually, and they're like, they were trying to get her under control, and they didn't think I didn't shoot her. They handcuffed her, and they put me in the state trooper car, and they put her over in a sheriff's car. So in her car, apparently they just had country music playing. She hated country. Well, she didn't dislike it, but when she wasn't playing it, she didn't want to hear it. So she had a particular type of country she liked. So whatever, some banjo shit was on or something over there. And whatever she disliked at that time. I think she just disliked the fact that she's in handcuffs. And she just watched them bust me in the back of the head with a shotgun for no reason. We had no idea why it's going. But I'm sitting in the state trooper's car, and I can hear I'm hearing them saying, like, they said something to the fact, you got the wrong people. Like, I'm like, oh, because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I thought she done killed somebody, didn't tell me at the rest area or something, because who knows what her, I didn't know, who knows what she could have possibly done. But like, so I knew, like, oh God, all right, we're all right. Like, and I started thinking, like, well, I hope I can find my keys, because they had me thrown really far out. That's what I'm thinking. But I was just glad that we were innocent, like, because I didn't know what she had possibly done. So in my head, I'm like, thank God we're not going to jail or something. But I didn't want to thinking about the blood and all the other crap. And
apologize.
So yeah, so they come over and they go, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Like, and I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I'm bleeding and stuff, and they unhandcuff me, and then I hear the sheriff hollering at him, what the F? Why? The sheriff started screaming. But they didn't realize, like, somehow Luna was always able to get out of handcuffs. I don't know how she dislocates her thumb, but she slides out of handcuffs. So she got out. She spit all over their car, peed in the back of their cop car, pulled her pants down, peed in the back of the cop car. And and she wasn't drunk or anything. We wasn't drinking or anything. He was just pissed. I was like, holy. And he's like, she pissed in my car. She spit out my window. This guy was hot. And they're like, I think they knew that I had like a lawsuit or something, like, cause like I like, and like Luna kind of messed that up, cause I was like, oh God, we gotta get out of here. And then they're like, you're free to go, get out of here, take her and go. So I go to get in the truck, and I can still hear that sheriff yelling, and he goes back to his car where I can hear him yelling. And we get in the truck, and I see there's still troopers. There's still 3 troopers behind us. I look in the mirror, and I'm getting ready to pull off. She goes, wait. I'm like, what? What now? She goes, those guys are giving my license back. Blah blah blah. I'm like, oh. So I go to get out, and they jump, like, when I get out of the police. They're like, no, hey, she didn't get her license back. And then the 2 older guys started laughing. They said, so go get in your truck. We'll give it to her. So I get in the truck. I said, they're going to bring it to you. Damn fucking cops. Yeah, she's all pissed, like, oh, so mad. And then you hear her tap on the window. She rolls the window down. They sent the young kid. He's like a rookie, I guess. And she's like, fuck you. I tell my kids to listen and obey you, and you treat it like that. You hit them with a shotgun. You are pieces of crap. Oh, she just cuts a promo on, and she goes, Wow. She spits on him. I go, oh, God, we're going to jail now.
What?
You're going to jail. She goes, fuck. And she's like, F you. Oh, she already went like, she's bipolar, and, she's got mental illnesses, and now they've triggered it. It's on full blast. And I'm thinking, oh God, we're going to jail, because this guy just sat there. And I looked in my mirror, and the other 2 police officers are just bent over laughing their ass off. They're laughing because they set the rookie up there, because when you pull her name up, it comes up like 50, whatever. Like, I mean, probably rest for Baker Acts and stuff, like, for mental illness. Uh-huh. So they knew what was going to go down, because she already pissed in the car over there. This and that. This guy rolled up. They said, go give the license back to her. I was like, And then when I'm looking, they're laughing, and I'm looking, and they see me looking, and they go, go. So like I pulled off. That trooper was still standing in that same spot. I just pulled off, and I look, and they're like laughing and pointing at him. I'm like, these motherfuckers.
That's fair trade, boy.
But yeah, man, that's Florida, dog. Welcome to Florida. Like, yeah, man, I still like, man, yeah, and they that shit didn't go off, man. That fool's almost blasted me, man. If he'd had a sensitive finger trigger or something, I'd have been dumb.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, I couldn't say nothing because she just made it all worse. I probably could have caught a little case and made some money, but as we went down the road, I saw the lighting truck. It was flipped over. It was flipped over. I guess they spiked it because I could hear them saying, "We're gonna run the nail things or spikes or whatever and whatever." But what happened is apparently I drive a white Dodge. A white Dodge was seen on everything dropping guys off to steal this big white truck. So this big lighting truck. In a white Dodge, so I drive a white Dodge, and I was getting on Alligator Alley where they were surveying it out right behind it in a white Dodge, and I was white dudes, and so white Dodge, white dudes, mistaken identity. So yeah, that's almost being arrested, but I was innocent. Explain your story there, Red XO, Lacey Red XO.
It's a movie, man.
A good movie, yeah. That's my
movie.
life, man. But it had nothing to do with wrestling, besides me and Luna. But I guess wrestling is road stories, but we were going on vacation, but. All right. What do you got, Raymond? What do you got?
All right, man. From the legendary Curve Solo.
Curve Solo. Not Han Solo, but Curve Solo.
All right. Any more ghost stories? It's been a while since we've got one.
Yeah. Well, the ghost stories, I haven't been anywhere that I felt has been too spooktacular lately. I know I talked to Gangrel's Ghost Stories guys that out on the West Coast, Greg. They say Greg. Lucha Greg, and I saw Danny at WrestleMania weekend when I was doing MLW in Texas, who was the editor and putting stuff together. But they said that they were still waiting on the one guy who was the director, but he was so busy on a movie that he hadn't got it that they actually asked for the footage and they're going to try to do it themselves. But it's not dead. It's in Gangrel's Ghost Stories. It's not dead. But I haven't had any encounters or feelings lately. Everything's been kind of cool, calm, quiet. Like
good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's good. I mean, I don't like being scared. Do you like? I mean, I guess I never really get scared, but I still think there's one, the CCW in that school in the warehouse, and the Bulgarian apparently agrees. When he was in here, right? He was agreeing, right? He was agreeing. So like, I mean, that's the last time. So when I still get into school, I still sit over there and look at that spot, but I haven't had an uneasy feeling like I used to. Like, so maybe it knows that I know, so it's just like whatever. Maybe it got joy out of like trying to spook me before, and I was like, no. Who knows? But no, I don't have any good ghost stories anymore. I mean, I have ghost stories from far and beyond in my past, but no new stories. What else you got in there? That it?
I got one more.
One more. Your own questions or one more in the box? You pulling on?
Wrote it down. Just didn't write it.
Oh, he couldn't read his. For everybody who wants to know that's code for he couldn't read his own handwriting. Oh, yeah. All right. So what's the one more?
All right. Kind of off topic, but not really.
Kind of off topic. So
not really.
It's not ghosts. It's not jail. It's not shotguns to the back of the head.
No, it is actually on topic. All right. You was a wrestler.
I was a wrestler.
At the time.
I am a wrestler still.
September 3rd. September 11th. 9/11.
Who are you talking about? Who? What?
All right. Let me read the question. What was your initial traveling concerns and changes after 9/11? Since you travel a lot.
I was home with a broken neck for like a year. So 9/11 was what, like 2000? Was it one? Yeah, I was home and I broke my neck, so I wasn't traveling at the time. Because I remember it happened early in the mornings, and I had therapy that day, rehab, I think, for my neck. I was rehabbing a broken neck, so I wasn't on the road, but it did change everything. But I didn't have any concerns because I know a lot of guys are stuck overseas or somewhere or whatnot. But I was with WWE, but I wasn't on the road because I was out with the neck injury for that year, so I didn't have a lot of concerns. But it did take a little bit to get used to all the security and stuff when it did get back to traveling. But now it just seems, I don't know, so used to it now. No, but it was a big change for to get used to. Like, I mean, I can remember when I first started flying. My first trip was Japan, and flew to California and then on to Japan for All Japan. And you would just walk to the gate, like with your bags. You just walked right up to where you would board. Check it? No, they were there. They would there. You just could walk up right to the gate. Like, was weird. You know, you just came up, you still had these all hard tickets, these big tickets. You'd walk up, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, just sit there," and everybody just walk on the plane. I didn't even think they even checked IDs back then. It was crazy when I first started traveling, but now it's
Jesus Christ.
now it's like I have pre-check, clear. I have all that, trying to avoid the other line where I don't got to take my shoes and jacket off or my light coat and pull my liquids and computers out of my bags. And so I didn't really have to experience it that much because I was actually home hurt and not traveling. I was just rehabilitating, going to rehab for my neck and stuff like that. But all right, so hopefully, I'm sorry that wasn't a really answer, but that's where I was at that time. So, but well, hell, Raymond, have we about got there now?
No, I mean, this is really informational, grateful, helpful episode, man.
This is episode what, 46?
46.
Episode 46. So everybody stay positive out there. For those of you that put some time in and put the grind in and a little bit on the grizzle side, stay positive. Just invest in yourself, believe in yourself, keep pushing forward. Don't worry what's going on the person next to you. If you are worried about what's going on, figure out what they got going on that you might be missing and take a little bit of that rub and put it on you and shine yourself up and push forward. Stay positive to the ones that have gotten in and are on their way. Enjoy the journey, and remember the journey is the jewel. Like I much told the other side of the group there, and enjoy your ride. And that's episode 46 of FANGIN and BANGIN with Gangrel. I'm gonna say this all to myself. I'll say it to Raymond. Want some?
Get some.
Bad enough?
Take some.
Yeah, and that's what we did today. FANGIN and BANGIN. Take care, everybody. Peace.